What's good? I hope all is well. Joshua Grady here, Agent Talk Podcast. Today is Tuesday, June 1st, 2021. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the message that I have today. I'm excited for opportunity. I'm excited for this upcoming month. It's the month of June, and I'm just ready to get it rocking and get it rolling. So it's Agent Talk here, okay? And I'm just gonna dive in on my mindset this month. My mindset with, again, this new month that we are in, June 1st, and where my mentality is, or what my mentality is going into this summer. And so I was telling my wife this, a goal that I have made is I want to have a month of no unnecessary, I want to have a month with no unnecessary spending. So zero spending that is unnecessary, meaning going to eat out or ordering food when we have groceries in the house. Or for me, stopping at the gas station, stopping, popping, get me some salt vinegar chips, or going to Chick-fil-A when I can make lunch. Really honing in this month in regards to the little things, because I think me and my wife, we do well with our finances. And I think myself in particular, though, there are areas that I can clean up, in a sense, have more discipline. You see what I'm saying? And so really want to have a month of a month without having any unnecessary expenses. So whatever that looks like, and really as well with that hand in hand is being intentional with the streams of income that I've been able and been blessed to have access to, with dog walking, dog sitting, boarding, Uber. Recently got back on my Uber grind, Uber Eats, last two nights, and it's been solid. Been good to be back out there. Took a little break from the Uber Eats grind, but really just want to have a month where I'm able to just be a good steward of the finances. That's something that as I grow, I'm realizing, for whatever reason, a lot of people that don't really want to talk about bad habits when it comes to financial spending, or maybe just having a lack of wisdom when it comes to finances and things of that sort, which I understand there seems to be, and I'm not sure why entirely, but there seems to be some sort of blockade sometimes with people when it comes to discussing with finances and your relationship with money, essentially. Even though that's an area that I can only speak for myself on this, I suppose, but I think I speak for the masses, is there can be a struggle in that relationship at times, and whether it's too much spending, not knowing how to save, whether it's having, like I said, bad habits, debt, credit cards, like whatever it could be, splurging, greed, anything of the sort, whatever you describe. And for me, just trying to grow in that relationship there. So that's what I'm trying to do this month. I'm trying to grow in that relationship there with not having any unnecessary expenses. Boom. Okay, next, what I got? So, Grady Media, be on the lookout, okay? Website is dropping this month. Okay? Grady Media website is dropping. I'll release it on my YouTube channel, no doubt, Instagram, all the things. But with that being said, a goal for me this week with our guys now, okay? So right now with our guys that's in the league, when you're looking at the next few weeks going into the season, once they get to maybe around July 20th-ish, around that time, they're really going to be locked and loaded in regards to camp and doing what they need to do to secure their spot, secure their starting position, whatever it could be. And so on the marketing side, things are going to be tailored back just a little bit outside of really just kind of social media content. With that being said, for this next, month and a half, essentially, I really want to be intentional with all of our clients and providing value to them in regards to outreach with brands, companies, businesses, whoever it could be, whatever it is, like really trying to hit the green light for this next month and a half, because I know that once we get to the season, it's ball. Like, it's time for ball, locked in. And so with that being said, a goal for me this week is I want to reach out to 50 different companies in regards to our clients. Okay, so whatever that looks like, a few companies that I think can maybe be potential matches for all of our guys, as well as companies who perhaps are more tailored towards one or two guys. And so I really want to be intentional about that and driving that. So there's that. And if you know a brand or a company, you know, you want to work with one of our guys, hit me up. Let's get it. Shoot me a DM, email. We're open for business. Let's discuss. Next on the podcast, I'm going to release an episode every day. An episode every day this month, okay? An episode every day on the audio, on the YouTube. It's time. So the content is coming all month long. I'll leave it at that. Like, just tune in. If you're not subscribed and you want some good dialogues, you know, good wisdom to come to intake, tap in. No brainer, in my opinion. But, you know, I'm just excited to bring value to the people. So the episode is coming every single day this month. Tune in. Let's get it. If you have anyone that you would like me to interview, send it to me. Send them to me. We'll love to chop it up. You know, let's get it. Let's build it. Let's get right. If y'all got any topics you want me to tap into, like any questions, feel free. Hit me. Whatever. Okay, next. Goals. Okay, this is really the last thing I wanted to touch on for today. Goals. Okay. Why am I saying this when it comes to the, you know, what I'm discussing? Everything I've kind of laid out is like a goal for myself for this month. A goal, like in different aspects, financially, on the endeavor side, the podcast side, you know. And for me, having these goals, or really all of these, are things that I feel like I could have been doing more on, I would say. You know, there are other areas but in life, and for me, like things that I am striving to do right now, but I think these areas in particular are sectors of my life where I felt like I could be doing more. I think I speak for myself, I think I've been good at certain things, good in finances, good in outreach, you know, good in XYZ, but we're not here to be good, here to be great. So that's why I'm setting these, like the podcast consistency. It's been all right, but I'm trying to have great consistency. And that's why, like, all month, drop it, boom, let's get it. And a variety of things. So for me, the importance of setting these goals is huge. You know, it gives you something to really reach for and allows you to not be stagnant, allows you to, you know, resist comfortability, and it just stretches you. That's a verb that, shout out Mama Eve, hopefully I'll see her soon. That's a verb, or stretching, maybe that's an adverb with an ing, I'm not really sure. But regardless, to be stretched in life, and when you, whether it's you setting goals for yourself, other people setting goals on you, whatever it could be that keeps you kind of motivated and keeps you really putting one foot in front of the other, that's needed. And I think it's needed to, again, just have tangibles that we can, you know, visualize and say, okay, this is what the standard is for me for this week. Like, this is the standard, 50 companies, boom, that's it, done. Gotta get it. Like, it's a wrap. Just like when I go to the gym, like, this is a rep count, 12 reps, get your 12. And so same thing. And so, you know, for me, like, that's what it is. But I want to play a clip. I've not done this before. I think this is legal if you give them credit. So, and I'm not making money on this, okay? So I want to play this clip though from The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale. If you have not watched the whole video or listened to it, no brainer, lock in. Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. This was a video that my boy Drew, I'll say it every time, changed my life. Changed my life listening to this. Long story short, changed my life. So, The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale. I'm going to play this clip though, okay? So I'm going to play this clip, and I'd like for y'all to listen to this clip. And so I'm gonna play it, y'all listen to it, and then we'll circle back.
You know, for 20 years I looked for the key which would determine what would happen to a human being. Was there a key I wanted to know which would make the future a promise that we could foretell to a large extent? Was there a key that would guarantee a person's becoming successful if he only knew about it and knew how to use it? Well, there is such a key, and I've found it. Have you ever wondered why so many men work so hard and honestly without ever achieving anything in particular, and others don't seem to work hard and yet seem to get everything? They seem to have the magic touch. You've heard them say that about someone. Everything he touches turns to gold. And have you ever noticed that a man who becomes successful tends to continue to become successful? And on the other hand, have you noticed how a man who's a failure tends to continue to fail? Well, it's because of goals. Some of us have goals, some don't. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. It's that simple. Think of a ship leaving a harbor, and think of it with the complete voyage mapped out and planned. The captain and crew know exactly where it's going and how long it'll take. It has a definite goal. Now, 9,999 times out of 10,000, it will get to where it started out to get. Now let's take another ship, just like the first, only let's not put a crew on it or a captain at the helm. Let's give it no aiming point, no goal, no destination. We just start the engines and let it go. I think you'll agree with me that if it gets out of the harbor at all, it will either sink or wind up on some deserted beach, a derelict. It can't go anyplace because it has no destination and no guidance, and it's the same with a human being. Take the salesman, for example. There's no other person in the world today with the future of a good salesman. Selling is the world's highest paid profession, if we're good at it, and if we know where we're going. Every company needs top-notch salesmen, and they reward those men. The sky's the limit for them. But how many can you find? Someone once said the human race is fixed, not to prevent the strong from winning, but to prevent the weak from losing. The American economy today can be likened to a convoy in time of war. The entire economy is slowed down to protect its weakest link, just as the convoy had to go at the speed that would permit its slowest vessel to remain in formation. That's why it's so easy to make a living today. It takes no particular brains or talent to make a living and support a family today. So we have a plateau of so-called security, if that's what a person's looking for. But we do have to decide how high above this plateau we want to aim. Now let's get back to the strangest secret in the world, the story that I wanted to tell you today. Why do men with goals succeed in life and men without them fail? Well, let me tell you something which, if you really understand it, will alter your life immediately. If you understand completely what I'm going to tell you from this moment on, your life will never be the same again. You will suddenly find that good luck just seems to be attracted to you. The things you want just seem to fall in line, and from now on you won't have the problems, the worries, the gnawing lump of anxiety that perhaps you've experienced before. Doubt, fear, well, they'll be things of the past. Here's the key to success and the key to failure. We become what we think about. Now let me say that again. We become what we think about. Throughout all history, the great wise men and teachers, philosophers and prophets have disagreed with one another on many different things. It's only on this one point that they are in complete and unanimous agreement. Listen to what Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor, said. A man's life is what his thoughts make of it. Disraeli said this, everything comes if a man will only wait. I've brought myself by long meditation to the conviction that a human being with a settled purpose must accomplish it, and that nothing can resist a will that will stake even existence for its fulfillment. Ralph Waldo Emerson said this, a man is what he thinks about all day long. William James said, the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. And he also said, we need only in cold blood act as if the thing in question were real, and it will become infallibly real by growing into such a connection with our life that it will become real. It will become so knit with habit and emotion that our interest in it will be those which characterize belief. And he also said, if you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly attain it.
Okay, so a few notes from me. I appreciate y'all tuning in if y'all listen to that with me. The whole video, how long is this? 31 minutes. We just listened to about 3 minutes. A few notes real quick I just want to hit on. People with goals succeed. So just a quote from him, from Earl. People with goals, I can't even express to y'all, like when he even said, I might sneeze right here, but Hold on. It's coming. Ooh, it's tingling. Okay, let's see. Okay, so he said, people with goals succeed because they know where they are going. It's that simple, okay? When he said that, like, when he said how if you listen to me, if you listen to what I'm about to say, like, your life will change, like, that happened for me, 100%. No questions asked. Life literally went like this for me, right here, boom, since that moment when I initially listened to this. And so, people with goals succeed because they know where they are going. It's that simple, okay? Ask yourself, what are your goals right now? Do you have goals right now? What's your goals today? What's your goals? What are your goals for this week? What are your goals for this month, for the rest of the year, for the next 5, next 20? I visualize that. Not always. I need to do it more consistently. I wish the vision was a little more clear at all times, but you have to have these tangible goals, like write them down. I think I talked about this on here. Every year, me and my wife, we make a list of our prayers, our beliefs, what we're believing in for this upcoming year, like at the new year. And so for you, whether it's getting a journal, like get you a journal, a notepad, write them down. Having, and this is applicable to everything. Whether this is in your marriage, goals for your marriage, you and your wife, y'all trying to get closer. What's that look like? 4 dates a month? Write it down. Boom. Okay, easy. Whether this is you in a classroom, okay, goals. I'm trying to get such and such GPA. This is the goal right here. Boom. Financially, easy. Whatever that looks like. But learning a budget. Setting a goal for yourself in budgeting. That's all I'm talking to myself with that one. In the gym, same thing. Whatever it could be. Ask yourself, do you have goals? Because a man without a goal, a woman without a goal, I don't know if, I'm not sure if this was in the clip that I showed, but he's basically talking to us like a rudder, like a ship with a rudder. And, someone that's going without a rudder. Think of a ship that doesn't have one. And I'm not too well versed with the ocean and boats and stuff, but I'm just imagining like the rudder is what causes the ship to go where it's going. It helps it in a direction. And so if you don't have a rudder that's steering you in a specific direction, you can go anywhere. Like, you don't know where you're going. That ship gone. You know what I'm saying? And so for us, or like driving with nobody on the steering wheel, a car, anywhere, gone, off the road. But if you have that goal that is in front of you, this is again something that really helped me, like I said, changed my life. When you're able to set these tangible goals in front of you, and you can continue to remind yourself about it. He goes on to talk about, I think this was actually in the clip where he talked about, we become what we think about. We become what we think about. So if you're thinking about, this is my goal, like I want to get this, like this is it. I want to serve XYZ. I want to do whatever, like literally anything in your life. Like just think of something. I mean, there's too many examples, I guess, for myself. I can only apply to myself. What other goals would I have? I would like to be a better father to Roman. I like to be a better father to Roman. I think at some points I can get caught up, I would say, in what Joshua Grady is trying to do in regards to career endeavors and just business type things, I would say, and things that are outside of our just us time. And I think being more intentional with Roman, and like right now he's 13 months, about to be 14 months, and he has a little bit of, I would say, some separation anxiety from Lydia, just because, right now she's at work, she's nannying, she nannies 2 other children, and then takes Roman with her to work, so he's with her all the time. And so he's basically his mama's boy. Like, he's mama's boy, and that's what it is. And so just really trying to step up and everything that I can, and to do more to serve her, serve my wife, and just be, better husband, better father. I would say that would be a tangible goal for me. I would like to get on maybe 8 dates a month would be nice with it this month. Twice a week. I would like that. I would enjoy that. Twice a week, babe. So you watch this twice a week this month. Okay, we're going on a date. I'm actually gonna put that down. So that's going in the notes. This month. Okay, so 2 more quotes real quick. A human being with a settled purpose will have to, I'm paraphrasing, but a human being with a settled purpose has to accomplish that. Like they have to accomplish their purpose if it is settled with them. And so I think that verb, to a human being with a settled purpose, you have to ask yourself, like that's a common question a lot of people ask, what is my purpose and things of that sort. And for me, I just say like, look, you got to ask God what that in particular looks like for you. But in short, if you know what your purpose is, like you kind of do know. So it's really what gives you joy, where you are serving other people. We kind of know whether it's with our finances and you're being good with children, or you need to give more, or whatever it could be. Speaking, like I'm reading in I think it was in Exodus, and it's talking about such and such had the gift of craftsmanship. You know what I'm saying? And put in the what was it? Maybe the tabernacle, I want to say. But they basically had the gift of craftsmanship. And so for me, it's like, okay, you kind of know, like innately, this is how God made you. This is what's good for you. Like this is what you need to be doing. You need to be fishing. You need to be on patrol. You need to be XYZ, because this is what you're doing and it's good. It's spirit led. And so the next question becomes, once you figure that out, is it settled within you? Is it something that you say, okay, this is me. This is what it is. This is who I am, not just who am I going to be, but this is who I am. And so for me, I think I probably to like even just applying it towards life as an agent and what my really true purpose was. Because when I got certified, I didn't know what my purpose was in being an agent. I was just, it kind of like my path really just led me here. God really just led me to this, where I was. And so I would say maybe come like year 3 or 4, this past year, even still, my purpose is now settling more in me, that like what I'm here to do, my purpose as an agent is to guide these young men to realize what life is all about, because not everyone knows, because what society teaches us, sometimes what our parents teach us, our friends, whatever it could be, whatever we see, social media, whatever it could be, whatever influences, sometimes for how I live my life, where God tells me this is how you need to go about life, and what is wisdom is contrary to what a lot of society promotes. And so I just try to bring truth to these young men, whether that's in regards to ball, helping them and get in the best situation, while it's talking to them about relationships, marriage, parents, like family struggle, personal struggle, giving to the community, building the brand, everything, marketing accordingly, put yourself, out there and to be more than an athlete, as they say. And so for me, it's everything. It's teaching these young men how to be better men, just as I've needed other men to teach me how to be a better man. That's all it is. And so very simple and short. Boom. So a human being with a settled purpose will have to accomplish that purpose. Ask yourself today, do I have a settled purpose? In your job, do you have a settled purpose? In your marriage, do you have a settled purpose? With your child, do you have a settled purpose? With your finances, do you have a settled purpose? Do you have a settled purpose with whatever it is that you are doing? Okay. And if not, have that self-time, that mirror time, that self-talk. What is my settled purpose? Because if you don't have one, you're going off the road. Okay. Next, if you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly obtain it. Come on, simple. If you only care enough for a result, you will almost certainly obtain it. So if you only care enough, that's it. If you have a goal of something that you say you want in your life, but it's not manifesting, what are you doing that's contrary? Do you really care enough? Ask yourself, do I care enough? Do I care enough to fix my marriage? Do I care enough to get my finances right? Do I care enough to get out of debt? Do I care enough to serve the community, get my hands dirty? You know what I'm saying? Do I care enough about my walk with God to read the word? Do I care enough about whatever it could be? And again, somebody I'm talking to myself here is, do I care enough to whatever it is that we say we truly want in life? Because it's easy to say like, hey, I want this, or I want to see this in my life, or I want to see this change, whatever it could be. But we have to ask ourselves, do I really care enough to, whatever you say, if you only care enough for a result, you'll almost certainly attain it. I believe that. So, okay, that's really what I got. I appreciate y'all if y'all watching this, listening to this with myself rambling. But the episode today, I'm coming with it, promise. So, Joshua Gray here, Agent Talk. We out.